Hey guys, welcome back. Recently, there's been a trend going around in the everyday carry community over which knives you would carry should you be limited to just five in total. Today, I'll be going over my top five picks if I was limited to just these five for the remainder of my days. I'll be going over the following categories: one for outdoor slash survival use, another for general slash everyday carry, one for harder slash heavier tasks, one for classier events slash gentleman carry, and finally one for everything else, basically a smaller backup blade. First off, let's go over my option for an outdoor slash survival knife. Of course, the knife in question in this category has to be a fixed blade due to its strength and not having to worry about a lock mechanism failing. I'm not an avid camper or bushcrafter, so I'm slightly limited to what knives I already own that fit in this category. However, I eventually decided on the Swiss Tech Help Bar. This was an easy choice as it features a full tang construction and thick, chunky VG10 blade. It features this really nice and aggressive jimping on the spine, and it fills out the hand very nicely, allowing for excellent control. It also has this leather sheath with belt attachment. It leaves a little bit to be desired. However, the knife itself is of great quality and came razor sharp. These are available for $50 at physical Walmart locations or on their website. Highly recommend if needing a big, thick, fixed blade for outdoor activities, as it's a solid, robust knife that should handle anything thrown its way. Up next, we have the knife I would personally select to have as my everyday carry knife slash companion, should I only be able to choose one. I have a pretty extensive knife collection and routinely rotate my knives every few days. However, I have one knife that stands above and beyond all others, and that is, of course, my Kershaw Bel Air. This knife is definitely on the higher end of the price scale, as I believe these are currently around the $140 mark. However, for that price, you're getting the all-hyped MagnaCut blade steel, incredible action, and a USA-made product that will serve you for years. The Kershaw Bel Air is perfect in almost every cutting task you might encounter on a daily basis, and with this MagnaCut steel, it will continue to perform long past other knives out there. Featuring a deep carry pocket clip and a rather light design, this knife disappears in the pocket and really sets itself apart from the competition. If I can only rock one knife for the foreseeable future, it would definitely be the Kershaw Bel Air. Moving on to what knife I would reach for should I expect a heavier or harder use duties, I of course would again pick a fixed blade. However, I recently picked up this Kaiser slicer and I've been abusing it on the regular and it just continues to perform. It features this really large belly of N690 steel and comes in with this unique backlock design. Due to the design, your hand just kind of slips into this extremely comfortable position with your thumb resting perfectly on the blade due to this little ramp here and this really nice jimping. The Kaiser slicer lacks the fidgety you'd expect from Kaiser. However, with this half stop and lockback design and large menacing blade, this knife just continues to impress me and tackles anything I throw at it. This particular version has been discontinued. However, Kaiser might be revising this model and it should be released in sometime in the near future. Up next, we have a decision to make over what knife we should select for a classier, almost gentleman-like carry. Think what knife you want to carry should you go to a wedding, church, or just a nice night out. After looking through some of my collection, one knife just kept grabbing my attention. That knife would end up being the Kaiser PPY and S35VN. In my opinion, the PPY features this very slick and simple design and footprint, which makes it a perfect pairing for any fancy event. This is an upgraded edition over the base model, as it features this really nice brass bolsters, upgraded S35VN steel, and these really attractive handles that are made out of gum and resin. I almost think these scales look like flowers. Overall, I think the Kaiser PPY, it's a very classy looking knife. It would be my pick if I ever had to dress up a little bit. However, one quick note, this model has unfortunately been discontinued. Moving on to our final knife on the list, the backup knife. This category is slightly a cop-out, but I kind of wanted a way to include a slip joint in my rotation. I have a separate video on this channel over why I love and value slip joints so much. I had to include one here. Sometimes it's nice having a secondary blade on you, either to preserve your main blade or just as a loaner knife to hand out to someone. In this case, a slip joint makes a fantastic option as they're extremely simple to open and close, and in most cases, if you handed one to someone, they would know how to operate. I typically carry a small fixed blade for food prep and other light cutting tasks, and just now I've started to replace that with a small slip joint. The slip joint I decided to go with in this category was ultimately the Case Sodbuster Jr. The Case Sodbuster Jr. is a small traditional slip joint that is made here in the United States. This particular version is coming with a stainless steel and these really nice and bright orange handles. The knife just disappears in your pocket and is a joy to use, allowing me to reminisce of past times. I love carrying a small slip joint, and in this case Sawbuster Jr. just checks off so many boxes in this category. The Sawbuster Jr. comes in at a very reasonable price of around $30, and with special releases and finishing just coming in above that. So a really nice price for a USA-made little knife. Looking back, I think I've selected some very nice quality knives that would suit me for just about anything life could throw my way. We have a knife for outdoor survival use, one for general everyday carry, some harder use tasks, a classy event carry, and a small backup knife. I'm really pleased with this selection of knives, and I think they would suit just about anybody out there. Lucky for you, and unfortunately for me, I'm too deep into this hobby just to have and carry only 5 knives. So expect more knife content videos like this one in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.